Trent, it has been a tough season for the Cincinnati Reds, but that doesn't mean there aren't things to watch for Reds fans for the rest of the season. Today's episode, we are going to dive into 3 different things for each of us that we are going to be watching as the season closes out. Welcome to Riverfront Territory, part of the Foul Territory Network. I'm Mason Estep with Reds Daily, and I am joined with Trent Rosecrans, bona fide legend, Cincinnati journalism community, particularly of the sports niche. Today, we're going to be going into things we're looking to pay attention to for the rest of the season. What's that?
We're looking for
things we're looking forward to in the Cincinnati Reds season, which I'm not saying we're like pulling straws here, but you know.
I guess the real answer would be to be over with, but there are 34 games remaining. And they're going to play 34 games, probably. I get paid to be there. I don't know why anybody else watches, but that's not up to me. 34 games remaining. That is a little bit over a month, but they're still going to play baseball. So
tough schedule too.
If you are paying attention to, what are we paying attention to? Do you want to lead us off there, Mason? What's the first thing you're looking forward to here?
Let's do it. Yes.
Besides rating and reviewing and subscribing on YouTube.
Yes. While you guys are hitting subscribe and whatever it is on the various platforms you're on, it's hard to keep up. Yeah. While you're hitting subscribe, I'll go ahead and get started. Trent, I am a big Sal Stewart fan. I know a lot of Reds fans are. I'm excited to see how the rest of the season plays out for Sal Stewart. We are definitely witnessing one of the best rookie seasons in Reds history. And it's easy to forget that he's a rookie because of the maturity he plays with, because of the cerebral nature of his approach at the plate.
It's an advanced approach, not an advanced approach for a young guy. There's no qualifiers. It's an advanced approach, and he's shown it, which is something that you love to see for a player that young. Those are the kind of guys that you can kind of look at and be like, okay, we can count on this guy, and he's something to be had. So yeah, I think that's a great one.
Yeah, I mean, just take a look here, Trent. So if he continues at his current pace as of today, we're looking at a rookie season with 34 home runs, 122 RBIs, 89 runs scored over, and that's assuming he plays the rest of the, all 34 games. 34 home runs, 122 RBIs. That's a great season. Regardless
really
of
season,
where you're at in your career, to be, what is he, 22? That's really good.
It is really good. And so I was going to have a question for you. Mm-hmm. What would you prefer to see from Sal Stewart? If you had to pick one, would you want to see him win Rookie of the Year, or would you want to see him win the RBI title?
Rookie of the Year, for sure.
Just because it's there.
And I'll tell you why. Look, we've covered this before. I love baseball cards. There's nothing I love more than seeing the red italics on the back of the card, league leader. That's amazing. But Rookie of the Year is something that's a stamp on your career that it comes up. It comes up in conversations, and I think it is a proper acknowledgement of the type of year he's had. And look, I know a lot of people are arguing right now about Weatherholt and Sal Stewart. Dude, 34
I think there's
home runs.
Even more than that. Check out, the Mets have a couple guys. We haven't even gotten into the pitchers. It's a crowded field.
It's been a good season, yeah. It has been fun, all the conversation about, the value of fielding and, and versus, offense, OWAR, DWAR, and the Cardinals fans. I mean, dude, they've been lighting me up. It's been fun. So that's partially why I'd like to see the Sal get Rookie of the Year, because everybody is telling me that it's over, it's completely over. Just selfishly, it'd be fun if he won that. But But RBI, I mean, you could definitely make the case for it. No, it's never been done. A rookie has never led the National League in RBIs. Ted Williams did for the Red Sox, and I think another Red Sox also did it. A lesser known guy, but
I mean,
that's history.
Fred Lynn won the MVP.
He did 79, I think.
Yeah, so 75. Yeah, well, 1975. Some other things happened in that year, right?
Yeah, he was the only until Ichiro, which that was a fun season as well. How about you, Trent? What's the first storyline that you're looking forward to the rest of the season?
I'm going to stick to offense. I want to see what kind of player that Hector Rodriguez is. And it's been interesting so far. This is short version, and we heard so much about, and I have certainly heard and spoken a lot about that bat and that ability. And it's not quite, he hasn't come out and lit the world on fire, but today I was watching him go first to third, and I was like, man, he's quicker than I thought. And so I thought that is something that's interesting. I just kind of want to see him being out there playing a bit and what he's got. And I think that is something I will be watching quite a bit.
Yeah, Trent, first of all, he was so fun to watch in the minor leagues and in spring training. He's a spark plug. But we've talked about this before. It didn't add up to me how a player with his approach, with his
well, it's not his approach. It's his bat to ball.
Yeah, well, for me, we're talking specifically about his fielding. It was like, man, how can a guy who's so passionate about the game and be so into, passionate as a player on the field and not also focus on some of the other aspects of his game? But it's good to hear that, you're noticing he's, addressing those. And it's early. I mean, it's what he's been in the pros for 12 games, the big league level.
The big leagues, yeah.
Yeah, the big league
he's got
level.
like a 130 on batting average on balls in play.
Okay.
And that over just however 34 plate appearances, that's going to change that batting average. You're going to look at it, and that's going to only go up. Nobody has it that low unless you're Brian Hayes.
Right,
because his batting average of balls play is ridiculous. Like we did that thing earlier. This is an aside, but about like the difference between expected and accurate and actual. And Brian Hayes has been. I just looked up. He has a 159 batting average on balls in play, 296 career average. So it's been worse than usual this year for him.
I updated that data, that graph for us. We talked about it earlier in the year, but 2 weeks ago I updated it. So I sent you the link.
I think I saw that. That's why it jumped in my head.
Yeah. So that's updated through the 5th. But yeah, still number one is Brian Hayes across the league. Just I mean that's got to weigh on a guy. But
it's been brutal.
Yeah. Nah, but
it was funny. Like the last couple of days, he had some of those actually go his way. It was like, oh my gosh, finally.
Yeah, I was there. He hit a home run, and I was like, whoa, like Brian Hayes just hit it out. I'm like, all right. Yeah, man, that's rough. But it's funny. Even just when he first came up, it was right away. Hector's luck gap per those metrics was like from first couple games. He was immediately number one. So I'd be interested. I'll update this tonight and we'll see where he's at again. But
yeah, it's early. I mean, like early in this guy's career, and I think that's just been part of it. But like I have been, impressed with him. And maybe it was just set because of low expectations, but the defense he's looked fine, and if he can look fine, that's huge, because I think he will hit some.
Question for you, Trent. This is gonna be a stretch, but we've seen in I think last season when Chase Burns first came to the pros, or I'm sorry, the big league level, he was tipping his pitches in Boston, and That was the theory, at least. I don't know exactly if that's what the case was.
Yeah, it was part of it.
So, that's obviously something in the league. Is there a possibility that's something that's, maybe it's the scouting that some teams have something on Key Bryan, or, I don't know.
Well, it doesn't really work the opposite way.
Yeah. I mean, they've got their hit zones and, where to hit.
Yeah,
pitch,
I mean, they scout, and I think there's part of that. But, at some point, at 160 batting average on balls in play, that's not
pretty universal
not positioning,
there.
That's not scouting. That's just some bad luck, especially when you're a 290 career like most people are. So, I don't know about that.
Well, it's been unlucky for Key Bryan Hayes, but my next pick for storyline that I'm going to be following, Trent, I don't think Luck's any part of it, but he's had a lot of success this season. We'll be getting into that in just one moment.
For the families out there looking for a new path to help your child succeed, take a look at K-12 Powered Schools. K-12 offers tuition-free accredited online public education for students in kindergarten through 12th grade. It's all in a setting that works for your family. And K-12 has been around. They've been a leader in online education for over 25 years, serving over 3 million families with flexible education options tailored to each child's needs, interests, and goals for the future. K-12's dedicated teachers are trained in virtual instruction, and they provide real-time support. Hey, we've heard Todd Father on here talk about how his kids have gone through homeschooling, and it's really helped them for a family that is very much on the move during his playing career. So you can see how K-12 Powered Schools can help unlock your child's full potential. Enroll online today at k12.com/FOUL. That's the letter K, the number 12.com/FOUL. K12.com/FOUL.
Welcome back to Riverfront Territory, a part of the Foul Territory Network. If you haven't hit subscribe, please do. Please do. We were looking at the stats, I think about a week or two ago, and it showed that our viewers, we have a lot of return viewership, but I think it was 70% of our returning viewers had not subscribed yet, probably just haven't realized that you're not subscribed. So if you see that button, it says subscribe, hit it or smash it or whatever it is. Smash it.
That's what we do, right?
That's right. We smash that subscribe button. Okay, so storylines that we're following for the rest of the season. My first one, Sal Stewart. I'm very excited to see how he finishes out this truly historic rookie season. I'm going to continue that trend for my second pick. It's going to be Chase Burns. Dude, he's had such a great year. He's had such a great season. As you said early on, Ace Burns, and dude, that's where he's been. So, this innings pitched, like you said, is something that we're gonna have to take a look at with Chase Burns. We can go ahead and look at it right now, year by year. Chase Burns has never thrown as many innings as he had this season. If he was to continue with the remaining starts that he has, projected to be 6, and he continues at his current pace with his other metrics, he's on pace for an 18-2 record, a 199 projected strikeout season with 170 innings. I mean,
he has 170 innings in his career, or 79 in his career right now. So yeah, I mean, like that's it's insane. I don't see him getting that far, but I do know that they want to push him a little bit, and I think you might see kind of what we did yesterday, like. And his pitches were up, so it wasn't intentional. But there could be some shorter outings here, or a day off, maybe a skip, and some things built in. But man, it's tough. He's just been so darn good. I mean, he's 14-2, which again, win losses don't tell you everything. But to be 14-2 and lead the league in winning percentage among starters at .875. For a team that is not good, that's pretty impressive. And that just tells you how good he has been this year. it's just a really just a phenomenal year for Chase Burns, and I hope this isn't the best of them, but even if this is the best, it's pretty darn good.
Winning percentage isn't everything. Yeah.
But look at this, he has just been phenomenal.
Winning percentage is not everything, but the last time we had a Reds pitcher with an 875 winning percentage is somebody by the name of Tom Seaver, 1981. And before that, it was another guy named Tom Seaver, 1977, with an 824 winning percentage. Matt Latos, 2012, more recent memory, 14-4 in 2012 with a 778. But I think it's what you said.
Jackson action.
This is a
1985 Royal Danny Jackson.
Oh, there's a good
World
connection.
Series winner with 85 and 1990. So yeah, big time.
Okay, let's see where did he go. There he is. Nope. Here we are. Oh,
wow.
Yeah, Riho is on that list a couple times as well. But, so
man, how good was Johnny Cueto? Like, because you're talking about a offensive era. You're this ballpark, which Tom Seaver and Jose Rio never had to throw in. Man, I think especially that 2014 Cueto. Wow, we're pretty lucky to watch that guy.
Yeah, we're looking at ERA now. Last 50 seasons, so since 1976, Burns is sixth. If the season ended today, he would have the sixth best ERA since 1976 as a Red starter. You got Johnny Cueto leading the list, top two, Tom Seaver, and then a couple Jose Rio seasons and Chase Burns. So right there, there's that puts him top four in the last 50. Top four in the last 50 years. Top four guys. I mean, that's
50 years isn't that long.
It's a short window, to be sure, but as far as baseball eras go,
okay, yeah. Jeez, there was a point in that where I'm like, wait, 1976, 50 years ago was 1976. Oh my god,
dude, that's messed up. That I'm still stuck in 2000, where everything is, so that feels like 25 in my head immediately, but yeah, not quite. It's crazy.
I was born in 75, so, I'm younger than Danny, though.
Chalk it up as a win. Chase Burns,
take
though,
what
man,
you can get.
That's incredible. And we've talked about it on the podcast before. We will do a feature on it at some point on the history of the Reds starting pitching across the franchise. And it's very interesting how little there is at the top on the elite side. You can make the argument the Reds have had the least elite pitching across Major League Baseball history, and in particular when you compare, some of the teams have been around for 50 years or so, or less, and they've had more guys. You think about the Diamondbacks, even with they had two guys on the same team,
or the Mariners. They had like Randy Johnson and Felix Hernandez in their history. This is a franchise that has been around for a long time, has had one Cy Young winner. They've existed every time there's been a Cy Young, and they've only won one. And that was in a 60-game season. So it's still on that guy's mantle, but it is a little bit different.
Point being, though, Trent, I mean, the greatest pitcher in Reds history could very well be on the team right now, or could be still in the future. And as a fan that has struggled to find things to celebrate, that's something to be excited about. On top of Chase Burns' remainder of the season. So that's my number two.
If you go into the Mario Soto stats, those are. I don't know that people outside Cincinnati appreciate how good Mario Soto was. I know I didn't until I've kind of done some deep dives into Mario Soto and some of those years. And you'd want to talk about pitching on some bad Reds teams and putting up big numbers. That's Mario Soto.
Yeah, but look at how many seasons he was. He scratched the number of seasons he pitched 30 games in which he started is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. He pitched. Wow. He started 30 games 4 times in his career, and as a Red. So, we're talking about guys who, on the all-time list, like Walter, Johnson or Nolan Ryan, and the absolute top.
He also had a short career, because really, like he was a regular. He wasn't even a full-time starter till 81, and that's a shortened season, because of the strike, and so, and then by the end of the year that he did make those starts he was older and kind of fell off late in his career. But that 81 to 85, oof, that guy, just like, so those seasons he was 73 and 57 with a 3.16 ERA, ERA plus of 118 over that time. Just a really good pitcher, and that
averaged 5 WAR per season.
Look at that 80. Is it that 82 season? A 7.5 WAR in 82. Wow, just really, led the league in strikeout to walk ratio and strikeouts per 9. Lowest WHIP. Just 257 innings. How about that? 257 innings. Mario Soto. So my next guy, the next thing I kind of want to watch, Rhett Lauder. It's been an up and down kind of, 2 years ago he debuted. He was the first guy we remember being drafted and getting to the big leagues within like a year. Mm-hmm. And then the next year they do it with the other Wake Forest right-hander.
Yep.
To see how he finishes this season, and just because you're looking ahead, if there is a 2027 season, sadly I have to say that sentence that way, but if there is one, you're looking at like, okay, you're not gonna have Hunter Green, you're gonna have Chase Burns 1. I can see a qualifying offer for Brady Singer, because I don't know where else you're gonna get something. You're not. It's kind of going to be like the Nick Martinez. You're not going to get that production. You're not going to be able to find that. And you have Rhett Lauder, you have Andrew Abbott still, Nick Lodolo. How does he bounce back? That might have even been a bigger one, a better one for here, because Nick Lodolo is really searching for some new things here to see if he can fight those blisters, and that's been interesting. But Lauder is a guy like. You're not going to have those like, oh yeah, Chase Burns is pitching today, kind of like reaction with Rhett Lauder. Mm-hmm. But I just think he could be one of those guys that you can count on being there every 5 days, hopefully, and just giving an effort, doing well, in a different style. I mean, but like Bronson Arroyo, it wasn't, like Bronson at his best. You had a shot to win the game, but it wasn't like, I remember like Cueto or Luis Castillo, and like they're winning today, and you get that with Chase Burns, mm-hmm. And so I think that'll be interesting to watch, and so Rhett Lauder is a guy that I really kind of want to see what he does the rest of the year.
No, I love that pick, because this is a first round pick from just a couple seasons ago, and a small market team like the Reds, we can't afford to whiff. We can't afford to put together a couple of seasons of guys like, that don't materialize. Talking about the early 2000s, it feels like that kind of sank that era almost. We had a streak of rough drafting, but would you say next season will define, will be a really important season for Rhett Lauder as in his career at this point?
Well, it's his last year of arbitration, or before arbitration, so yes. We'll see. I hesitate to make too many predictions about next season, because I'm still not convinced there's going to be one.
One thing you can rely on is me and Trent giving you the number 3 pick for each of our the things we're looking forward to the rest of the season right after this break.
SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace for Major League Baseball, and anytime you want to go to a game, you should go to SeatGeek. I used to call the director of team travel. I used to call the traveling secretary, whatever they want to be called, KP, to try to get a seat. But on SeatGeek, I can pick my own seat and I can pick where I want to sit instead of being told where to sit.
Yeah, it's a great option. And summer is coming to an end here soon. I'm going out and finding all the day games possible, all the warm weather cities, so I could stay in this tank top. I can watch very competitive baseball. As the calendar turns into fall, I want to make sure that I get the most out of this tank top and warm weather. And SeatGeek is where I would go and get my seats.
You can use code Territory10 for 10% off your next set of MLB tickets at SeatGeek. That's 10% off MLB tickets with promo code Territory10. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later.
All right, welcome back to Riverfront Territory, part of the Foul Territory Network. Hit subscribe if you haven't. Hit subscribe if you haven't. Road to 1,000. We are well on the way. All right, Trent, who is your number 3? What is your number 3?
What
pick?
is my number?
Yes.
I'm interested to watch where and how Sal Stewart plays in the field. We know what this guy does at the plate. And you know that you're going to be building a lineup around this guy. But where does he fit offensively? Like, I think we've, or defensively, like, he's played 3 different positions. He's been, like, league average about each. Outs above average, he's right around 0 at each of them. I think it gives him a net 1, rounding math, those kind of things, how that happens. But I think that's pretty exciting because, first base is supposed to be the easiest of those. But it is a tougher position. It's different than most other positions. And it's a position he's played a lot at the big league level and started 2 games at the minor league level. So he's been learning that position on the fly in the big leagues. And, I think there's certainly room for him to grow there. But also, like, he's been okay at second base. He's about league average there. And he's been league average at third base. And one of the things that they don't have right now with Spencer Steer is that other guy that you could just put in so many different places. I don't want Sal Stewart moving around, but if you can find somebody, if you find a first baseman, or if you find another position, or discover them, or somebody comes up and pushes at that level, maybe a Cam Collier, maybe Sal Stewart's your third baseman for a while. Maybe he's your second baseman if Matt McClain goes to center field, or it doesn't has another year like this and isn't part of the discussion going forward. It gives you some flexibility. I know they wanted to play him first a lot this year, and because of the best laid plans, keep Brian Hayes, they had Eugenio Suarez there, both of those guys, and so with both those guys there, you weren't thinking about him third. You were just like, well, where can we get his bat? We can do it first. Well, maybe at some point you just say, okay, no, we want him. This is where we're going to start. This is block 1, or 2, because Elliott shortstop is right there.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's going to be really interesting.
That is interesting, and I mean, I would be interested in seeing the stats on guys who move around, and if there is any impact on offense. Is that something you've seen?
I think it's so dependent on the actual player. Some guys are really more comfortable if they're not moving around. Some guys, like Spencer Steer, loves it. And like, I think I use this analogy in print, and I think I've said it here. But to me, Spencer Steer is the blanks tile in Scrabble. Have I told you this theory?
I haven't heard it, but I like it.
Okay. So he's the blank tile in Scrabble, so when you're playing Scrabble, you have a blank tile and it can be any letter you want. You get 0 points for that tile.
Yeah.
But what it does is it makes every other tile more valuable because it can be used so many different places. So, if like, say, like today, if you're like, all right, Ellie's going to DH, well, that means we need to move Matt McClain to second instead of Sal Stewart being at at second, he can maybe go to third and Gino DHs or somebody else is a first, Steer's a first, or Steer could play second, and then Sal's at first, and you have Gino at third, or something like that, or Key at third if you're looking for defense, something like that. Like, you know, he just makes, because it doesn't phase him where he plays.
Yeah,
because he can play a very good first base, adequate to maybe pretty decent at all the other spots, and that you never feel worried about him. You could just fit him in anywhere else where it's going to make the whole word score the most points, not just that one tile. So him being there and being able to use that blank Scrabble tile, then you can maybe search for that triple word score.
I love it. Yeah, no, it's very uniquely valuable, I think. And especially, like, I don't know, it feels like traditionally the guys that would move around a lot were, you know, your utility players. They were kind of like riding the bench, and they wouldn't have the type of offensive production that you really can depend on from Spencer Steer. He's really
Steer's a good hitter.
Consistent. He's year over year. You know what you're gonna, you know what to expect, and it's solid. You know, it's solid.
Yeah. So like, again, it might be a 0 tile on his own, but he makes everybody else more valuable.
Yes, and I think that's true with Sal Stewart, even beyond where he's playing on, you know, defensively, because of his approach and because of his mentality. And I think really, if I had to guess, you know, Sal Stewart it seems like he's okay with moving around, and I would guess that's because of his desire to win is so high that that's all that matters. Per his own words, that's what matters the most to him. He wants to win, and if that means moving, you know, to third, second, first, wherever, he's going to do whatever it takes. So, it is interesting. It's an interesting thing to follow the rest of the season, and whenever we play baseball again after this season.
All right, what you got?
My
Last
third one. You know, this was kind of discussed a little bit, but I don't think it's discussed enough. Sal Stewart versus JJ Weatherholt. So my first pick was to see how does Sal Stewart end the season. You know, where does he fall all time for the Reds as a rookie season? What's he going to end up at, you know, stats wise? My third storyline that I'm looking forward to watching with the Reds is can Sal Stewart win Rookie of the Year? Can he win Rookie of the Year? Everyone's saying no. And, you know, they say JJ Weatherholt he's got it in the bag. And, you know, there's a great argument. There's a great argument for him. But I understand where it's coming from. I love WAR. I love the advanced stats. That's all great. If Sal Stewart hits 36 home runs and ends up with 122 RBIs, like he's projected to do, that's I find it very hard to give the Rookie of the Year to JJ Weatherholt. JJ Weatherholt has struggled of late. Maybe that continues.
Yeah, and there's 34 games left, or 30 some games left. So I mean, those numbers, his numbers could slide. I mean, so could Sal's too.
Sure.
So yeah, I understand that argument. I mean, again, the voting isn't done today. Our votes are not due until first pitch of the playoffs is when they need to be in for that award. Yeah.
Hey, I think Sal can pull through, man. Sal has exceeded expectations every step of the way, and I think Sal Stewart's going to win Rookie of the Year. I still believe that.
All right. Okay, that's cute. I will say it for making the case for Sal Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
Look at one of the things you look at, and I'm a big believer that the best hitters with runners in scoring position or clutch hitters or whatever are just the best hitters. Like, for the most part, they're the same. But man, his numbers there with runners in scoring position, with runners on third base, are really good. And here's the other thing: if I'm making an argument for Sal Stewart, because one of the things is it's the biggest thing going for him is RBI.
Mm-hmm.
And right, like RBI is there's a lot of things that goes into an RBI. It's not just an individual skill. It does not measure individual skill, or at least in my mind.
Yeah.
And if you're going to say, well, he has so many more than JJ Weatherholt, JJ Weatherholt's a leadoff hitter. So he's not going to have as many opportunities.
Yep.
And that's all true. But if you're going to use that argument, I'm going to say, okay, well, the Reds are last in on-base percentage in baseball. So this is a guy who's doing it, batting second, in a lineup that doesn't get on base. And he's still driving in runs. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So you can add that to your talking points there, Mason.
Noted. I will definitely, because I can take. I'll take what I can get. But yeah, it'll be fun. That's what this is. It's what are we excited to watch for the rest of the season? And that's my number 3. So cool. All right, Trent. Well, if there's anything else you'd like to share with everybody, that is going to be a wrap for us. Thanks again for joining us. Hit subscribe, smash subscribe, tell your mom, share it with your friends. We'll see you guys next time.